So it is March 4th, 2025. And I just had a call, maybe we can show it on the video, with an architect about a lot I am actively negotiating. So I've had a few projects. For those of you that don't know, let's backtrack. I am a mortgage broker. I'm in the mortgage business, transitioning into the development business. So I've always wanted to be a real estate developer, and I'm going for it. Last year, I had two projects that kind of fell through, and then I kind of gave up on the dream. I gave up on the vision. And development is not it's not something that just happens overnight. These projects take years, sometimes 2, 3, 4 years, depending on the size and the magnitude of the development. So I am now in South Florida. I live in South Florida, and I found a lot where the seller is willing to basically agree to a creative deal structure. And this is important because when it comes to real estate development, it's a very capital intensive business. You need money to be a developer, or you have to be able to raise money, one or the other. So for the seller, he owns the lot free and clear, and he's basically seller financing a portion of his equity in the lot and giving it to me. So I am paying him interest on that equity, and I'm not going to get into too much of the logistics yet because we don't have a signed purchase agreement, but basically the seller is helping me make this deal work. So I don't have to go raise a bunch of money. So this morning I was on the phone with an architect, and this was like a preliminary call. The architect will give you some insight on the setbacks, the zoning. We didn't go too in depth, but just a general conversation about the lot. Now, my hope is that if I can develop a relationship with an architect and we can do a lot of projects together, that over the course of time, I can just pick up the phone, call him, and within a few minutes, he can pull up the lot and tell me yay or nay. But right now, I am trying to assemble the team to kind of figure out if this works or not. And that costs money. So the next steps from here are to get a feasibility study done. That feasibility study will kind of let me know best case use for this lot and if we should proceed with the seller as far as getting the property under contract, going through the zoning, entitlement, getting the engineers involved, construction drawings. If it's worth our time, we'll know after this feasibility study. Now, the feasibility study, it ain't cheap. Okay? It's not cheap. The feasibility study alone is like $5,000, and that's just to see, hey, do we want to play ball here? So you can see why development is so capital intensive. You got to have either resources or access to resources just to play in the game. Not to mention, there's a whole nother layer to this that comes after you figure out if the project's going to work, and that's financing, construction financing. In order to get a lender to give you a construction loan, they're going to want to see projects that you've done. They're going to want to see your resume. They're going to want to see your net worth. Do you have any assets? What's your collateral look like that you're willing to pledge to get this project off the ground? They have to feel okay giving you that money. Now, as a new developer, these are all the hurdles you got to overcome. But once you get over them, and this is just what I've been told, of course, this is my first project, but once I overcome them and once you overcome them, if you want to become a developer, it gets easier. It gets easier. And you can actually make an impact as a developer, not just financially, of course, because you already know the bag is crazy, but you're leaving an impact on your city, on the blocks that you walk by. 100 years from now, I want my kids' to say, my great-great-grandfather, who had an incredible tan and a great hairline, he built that. He built that. So that was a great call. I wanted to share that with you guys. I want to post a lot more on YouTube, just documenting this journey, documenting my first development. And hopefully there's other developers out there who want to become real estate developers, whether it's industrial, flex, multifamily, whatever it is. I hope this, me documenting the journey inspires you, because it's scary and it's not something that you see immediate feedback on. This is a long-term thing, but if you stick with it, uh, I, I don't think, I know development can really change your life. So next steps are, we have to email. I'm going to send the architect my email, and he is going to send me the proposal. We're going to sign the proposal, move forward with the feasibility study, and go from there. So I will make sure to keep you guys posted.